Welcome to the Automotive Diagnostic Podcast. We're going to explore ways to sharpen our diagnostic skills, find learning resources, and hear from experts in the automotive field. Hey, what's going on, automotive world? Welcome to another episode of the Automotive Diagnostic Podcast. My name is Sean Tipping, and I've enjoyed a little bit of a break from the podcast, but I missed everybody, and we are back to work, and we got something special for you. There's going to be episodes dropping pretty soon, so keep an eye out for those. But to help me explain how this is going to be a little bit different going forward, Tommy Oliva is joining me. I think you guys are going to like this, so let's jump in. What's up, Tommy? How you doing?
What up?
Just living life, enjoying a little bit of a break from the podcast.
Break kind of nuts. We're back to work, partner.
That's right.
So, ever since Sean decided to take his sabbatical, I was like, "Look at here, partner. What you need is a partner in crime, a sidekick, a side piece, somebody to liven up this dump." No, I'm just kidding.
Well, there's some truth to that. So, yeah, you reached out to me a little while after, and you like how I used the fancy word sabbatical rather than just taking a break. But you reached out to me.
My daddy would have said you're lazy.
And we talked about doing something together under the umbrella of the existing podcast, and we've been working on it in secret for the most part here for a little while, and pretty cool. So wanted to share what we've been up to with everybody and the listeners of the show.
Yeah, dude, I am so excited for this, man. All our listeners, man, and all the people, and I thank everybody for their feedback and the messages that I've gotten over the few years from the amount of endless rambling that I've done on your podcast. And one thing that hit me is, we can sit here and talk about, how we should move forward in changing our industry and trying to make it better. But the reality is, we're not going to change jack shit until we change ourselves, man. We are in an industry that has one of the highest substance abuse rate, and I mean, we've lost people this year to self-inflicted death. I mean, it's terrible, man. And I figured through my journey, there's purpose behind everything, and maybe my purpose is to reach out to people and make them feel comfortable and know that, dude, like, we're all struggling here, man. It doesn't matter. Even those people who are on social media thinking that they're better than you, they either struggled or they're struggling in some other way, man. We're all fighting a war, man. And at the end of the day, like, it's kind of like, it reminds me of my old man used to say something about money. I used to tell my dad, man, dude, like, how did you save all this money without knowing how much you make? Because you're self-employed, right? So money comes in. You don't know what comes in, but you know what has to come out for the most part. And he used to be like, all right, if you can't control what comes in, you can control what comes out. So stop the leaks. So at the end of the day, we can't control the automotive hate that we have for that the manufacturers have for us, the general motoring public, disdain and distrust for us, our issue with parts companies, conglomerates coming over here and pretty much sticking their noses in our industry. And we can't change all that, man. It is what it is. What we can change is ourselves and our mindset. And part of working on these newer traps is going to be having the correct mental capacity and being in the correct state of mind. And the majority of these podcasts, not all of them, because we're going to talk about some cool technical stuff and things that we've gone through. But my objective, or our objective, I'm sorry, for this new adventure would be talking about people and their struggles and they're different perspectives. And um, I'm hoping to be able to connect with people in all types of industries, shop owners, up and coming technicians, apprentices. I mean, you name it, man. Every aspect of this industry, we're gonna talk about them, their journey, and what they feel like they can bring to the industry, the change that they belong that they can bring. I'm really excited for this, Sean. What about you?
Oh, dude, I'm pumped. I mentioned kind of the feelings of burnout, in the last year or so doing the podcast just solo. And the stuff that we've done so far and the people that we've talked to and the topics that we're starting to get into, I'm fired up. Like I'm excited to like text Tommy and be like, who are we talking to this week? Right.
We
And
we got some heavy hitters, man. You
yeah,
guys are
yes,
gonna be
sir.
excited. Some
Yeah.
familiar faces, but some who I had to pull some strings.
Tommy's my talent manager now, so I've always wanted one of those.
I had to pull some strings, man, but we got some heavy hitters coming through, man, and I'm super happy for it. And we hope not to disappoint. Also, a little request. We want to hear from you. It's an idea that I thought about in the Automotive Diagnostic Podcast group. If you guys have a request or something that piques your interest, just either shoot us a message or you can post it on the group. Um, we'd be more than happy to look into anything that you guys think would be a great topic, man. Because I mean, we're all busy, we're all humans, and sometimes we need an outside perspective. And I think that's why this is going to be pretty fun because, two brains are better than one, obviously.
Yeah, some fresh perspective and ideas. And I mean, you said it best. It's like you need to be in a good state of mind in order to maintain success in this industry. It is not an easy thing. And yeah, the podcast has offered some technical assistance and help to people over the years. And I'm very grateful of all the kind words that people have sent me during the break and before about what the podcast has meant to them. But this is something even more because we're expanding away from the car, but it's that stuff that is going to help you in that aspect of your job. So I'm really excited to kind of expand out from the topics that we've been covering
Yeah,
prior
it's time
to.
to dig deeper into. And you know what, man? Like we've been victimized, we've been shamed, and not just so much, people in general, but men typically have this issue where like, oh, we don't talk about our feelings, we don't talk. Nah, man, let's put that shit out the window, man. We're humans, man, and we have sometimes we may not want to talk, but knowing that somebody went through something will kind of give you a little bit of peace, and that's what this is all about, man. If we can reach out to a couple people and you just never know, man. You
Yep.
really just never know. I lost a friend to suicide, man, and it changed me for sure, dude. And sometimes people say, "Oh, why do you care so much?" Or why are you so nice or typically like that? Dude. Sometimes all it just takes is a couple nice words. Hey, that outfit looks good on you today, man. Hey, man, you look like you lost some weight. What doesn't cost you anything just to be a little nicer.
Mm-hmm. Well, and just yeah, actually talking to people, beyond just like the surface level, which it happens just through the social media groups, right? You don't always, connect deeply with somebody. You're just messaging back and forth about a module, but like, yeah, we've all got a lot of stuff going on outside of that, and having just a conversation with somebody, like, hey man, how you doing? It's really important to do that when you can, and you find out a lot of stuff about people, and like you say, everybody is going through something or has been through something, and so you might have something that you can help them with, or they might be able to help you with something, but you got to get those lines of communication going, and hopefully some of the talks and some of the things that we talk about can help in that arena.
100%, man.
So what are we going to call ourselves? That's the question.
I told you, man. I told you. I told you. We're gonna avenge this industry, man. The Automotive Avengers, baby. Fat Thor. And Steve Rogers before the super soldier serum.
When he's a little skinny dude in the wife beater, yeah.
Yep. They got thrown around in a garbage can. Hey, baby, we're gonna be rehabbing the industry. Watch, one podcast at a time.
I love it. That's awesome.